Hello, welcome to Earthly Beauty 88. I know I've been gone for a while, but I had a lot of stuff going on with the farm deals and paperwork and regular work, so everything got out of hectic. But I'm back for a little bit to show you the update. I've been doing real good with these tomatoes. I believe last time we left off, these are a bit smaller and I couldn't wait till they sprouted, but they definitely sprouted. I got some red ones in the refrigerator already, but I was a little upset because I thought these were going to be Roman tomatoes, and I should have read the packet. So now I have little balls because I have cherry tomatoes, and lots of them. Very plentiful, very bountiful. I had to break off the tomato tree because it was growing outwards like this, and I replanted them. Yeah, I didn't know that you can take a branch off and plant the seed, but plant the stem, but apparently it works. Sometimes it does. This one turned out to work, but obviously this one didn't. This one turned a little brown and started to die a little. Didn't do nothing special to the soil. I just put more dirt in, put the stem in as if I planted a tree and hope that it'll bring sprouts. But it can't be that bad because look at all this death. There is new growth. Those are new babies. So it must be working. That was not there. That is new growth. Was not there. Nice and plentiful and giant and full babies came out of the top. So that lets me know it was working. That's good to know. I have the eggplant here. It did not make any fruit yet, but I'm still waiting. Mind you, I planted these things like 6 months ago. Had to be in March. The cucumber, after I picked the first cucumber, nothing was growing, but as soon as I picked nothing was growing until I picked the first cucumber. So once after I picked that fat cucumber I posted before, now they're starting to do more than just one, which is a good thing. There are little babies everywhere, and before the babies were dying off. But again, remember that step. You want more fruit on your stalk. Make sure you pick one of the first ones off first, so the rest of them can continue to grow out. Broccoli also still didn't get anything. If anything, is stressed out because the heat here is so up and down. Hot like a desert in the daytime, cold like a desert at night, and they seem to be really resilient because of the conditions. I'm sure they would grow differently in a different state, but or with better irrigation and stuff like that, but this is home natural in the pot. Strawberries stopped growing. My marigold has gotten bigger. Both of them have sprouted. Nice, lovely marigold flowers. Even got a new one on the way. So those are doing well. Broccoli still has not given me anything, but I think I see something down there. Oh, I do. I do have a little baby broccoli coming in. See those little polyps? Those little balls there? Those little balls in the middle? That's the broccoli head, finally. So, got some progress at least. I already trimmed. You see me harvest the beets. They're gone. I'm not redoing those. But my lettuce, I have cut off the ends, and it grows back. So now that we know that just because you pick the leaves off does not mean the plant is dead. It just keeps on going. So that is a lovely ongoing thing. ongoing plant you can add to the charts. Also, don't forget to add your beans to the charts because they will continually grow. Again, remember there was nothing but a stem left after picking that first batch. It fruited. Again, sometimes plants, depending on which ones, will stop growing or stop making fruit if you don't do that first pick first. It's like you gotta break the first one off so you can get a much more bigger harvest. See, I got a lot going on here. Finally, it came to life. I'm really happy about the fact that it doesn't matter how hard you kill these plants. If you're really dedicated, they will come back. It's really forever plants. Because you've seen the ups and downs I had. They burned, they fell off, replanted. But the old ones, they really did grow back with a vengeance. I have also the sweet peas here are resilient. Once that first pick, like I said, make sure you pick the biggest one when you first start the plant, because that will delay the rest of the babies to come out. Don't forget that. Another update. I killed my peppermint. I was so upset with it. It's just not for me. I don't like peppermint because only reason I got peppermint because I thought it was going to help the garden out like the marigold does. Marigolds have properties to keep bugs and other pesticides away from your plants. And I thought peppermint was one of those ones like marigold, but they say it is, but it doesn't. It did nothing for me anyway, so maybe you could do better. But so I just let it die because I was upset with it. But again, another resilient plant, because even though I let it die, it was completely brown. I started watering it 2 days ago just to keep it alive, and it sprouted so much. So you can never kill this. I heard mint was like a weed you can never get rid of, so don't even worry about it. I'm sure it has great properties, but I don't find any value in any of it. Potatoes. I messed up and I was too anxious, knowing we all know that potatoes take a long time to grow. I just thought because it had flowers and it was dying off that it would give me potato. I dug down deep into it and I only got a white thick root, which was the beginning of the potato. So it didn't even develop a potato yet. Again, if you're growing potatoes, leave it alone. It literally takes a year. The flowers mean nothing, the dying off means nothing. So that was a journey. Okay, I know you guys are wondering, like, what happened to the peppers that I had going on? Oh my God, because I just knew the peppers was gonna do it. They failed. You know why I failed? I tried to experiment with the peppers. The peppers is what I was gonna make giant plants out of, giant fruits, giant produce from. So I mixed the azomite and the dirt. That doesn't mean the azomite and the fungal dirt doesn't work. It just does not work the way I did it. I did it in the wrong process. I should have looked more into the instructions. You don't add the azomite until they are ready to move into another pot. And I don't mean from a starter to a pot like this. The starter is the black long. Let me show you the starter. When your peppers are in this as your starting bed, they are not ready to put the extra chemical in to make them grow bigger. So when you're transferring the starter to the pot, that is not the time to add the azomite. It still needs to grow more and get used to after it transferred. I tried to do it all in one swoop and it killed them. So when you're doing it, you start your regular dirt in the starter kit. When they get big enough, like this, then the next step is to plant it into this bowl and you let it continue to grow. Now, when the plant gets big enough to transfer, because the roots are too much inside the pot, which you would have to transfer anyway, because going from a starter to a regular pot, they're gonna get big, and like the tomatoes had stopped growing because the roots had no room in the pot to grow and continue to grow fruit. It needed a bigger pot um, to continue to grow, and that's why I finally got tomatoes when I transferred to a bigger pot. So when you get to your next set of pot, your medium set pot, let it grow big enough, maybe this big, before you transfer it into the other bigger pot. You need to grow the roots. Then you can put that azomite in as you transfer it into your third container. That was my method. I'm sure you have other methods. Please let me know if you do have other methods. But so far, that's what I figured out. If I wanted to grow a giant vegetable, I can't do it at the baby stage with my azomite. I have to wait till it's at least a teenager adult to transfer it over and mix the azomite and fungal soil into the pot to make a giant vegetable. So I will try this again. Like I said, I replanted the peppers in regular soil and did nothing to them. This is my cayenne, Hungarian yellow root, and jalapeno peppers. I replanted them and they're back to normal size. Did not put nothing in the dirt. I'm waiting the process until I do my third transfer, and then I'll mix in the azomite and then try to grow me a giant fair winning pepper. That's my own personal goal. I just want to see a giant vegetable. It does something to me. It's really fun. Fun to see, fun to watch, fun to grow. So peppers are doing better. This is my third restart for the peppers. This is my green onion. And let's move on. And my last project here is the most fun project. I love to see plants grow, and these plants grew. And it is taller than me now. I am 5'4". This thing's gotta be like 6 foot, because I'm looking up at the boy. Got my corn going. You remember that little baby picture? Yes, now it's a giant stalk of corn. I separated them. We had some ups and downs with a lot of learning experience. I separated them because one was getting more sun than the other. These seem to be fine in the front. I put the other first one that I planted in the back so that it can get less sun because it was burning too quickly. A lot of brown leaves because it's too much sun. And again, the yellow leaves are because it's too much water. So don't forget to, when you have a non-filtered pot, that there's no drainage, so the water stays in there. Don't overwater it because the water's not going anywhere. So that was a big transition for corn that grows really fast. And this is a regular stalk. The corn didn't grow yet, just the stalk. But look, there is corn coming. This is different from this leaf. This is a lighter husk. It looks like that's going to be the corn when it comes out. So lots of transition with the corn. Again, this is not as tall as the other one. These were the second two planted. The first one is a lot taller than the second ones grew because they're just going to catch up. And so the hard part about this one is I don't have a giant field of corn, so it's just two here and one over there. So the process will continue with me impregnating the female corn from the sperm of the corn, which is all the pollen. So later I would have to, as my husband, shake the pollen into the baby corn just in case it doesn't reach in. You can see some of that pollen there that's making me sneeze. Just having corn here is doing so much to my allergies because there's like butter loads of fucking pollen coming off of this corn, and it blows in my nose and I just die. But I'm very proud of this one. And even the lemon tree is getting a nice lemon. So lots of growth here, lots of learning, lots of transitioning during this time. I think it was a month since I last posted. So I'm very proud of it. It's very exciting to me still. I'm so ready to complete the next journey of things. This is what really makes me happy. I love seeing the growth of the earth. So something about it is so peaceful. Also, I think, oh yeah, let me show you. I forgot about this one. These are my baby tears. These are my most proud possession because they're so green. It's just so green, like emerald, like green, like beautiful, lush green. I hide this under the lawn chair because I don't want too much heat on this, and thank goodness I didn't, because it had turned all brown from how hot it is, especially up here on the porch. Not low level, I'm second level, so the sun is doing way more damage than it would on the ground. But my prized possession, baby tears, spread out all the way. I can't wait to put this in my real farm garden field and let the lush baby tears just take over the field. Because I think it'll be cute. It'll be pretty for my crops. We'll see. It's my first time. If it doesn't work out, I'm sure it won't, but I can at least make my beautiful crops beautiful with this nice little greenery to the side. And over this time, my kids went to camp, so one of my sons went to farm camp, and they brought home a lot of vegetables and a lot of information for us to use on our up-and-coming new farm. So I'm like very excited for him to share those tips with me. It's Saturday, so they're gonna show me all that information soon. And so they brought me some different fruits and vegetables from the farm, and I got to try to seed them. So these seeds in here came from a sunflower. Here, all I did was take the sunflower kernels out and put them in this tray outside, because sunflower seeds need a month of drying out. So I'm gonna try that, and I threw a couple of lupin beans in there to dry out so I can make seeds as well. So that's all that's been going on. Again, I'm very proud of the progress, and I just feel like all the things I learned this year was only a small piece of what is to come and actually farming a farm. So stick with me, and any comments about how I can do better or faster or any kind of advice will definitely help. I'm a first timer like me. I'm definitely open to all suggestions and advice. So please subscribe or like button with Earthly Beauty 88 and tell me your journey. Show me your journey. Did you do anything this good this summer? Because that's all I did this summer. And now it's time for school. Thank you. See you next time.